my name is Myra McCants, and today I will be talking about the pioneers of visual testimony, Ansel Adams and Mine Kubo reframing the dehumanization of Japanese American concentration camps. In 1943, the U.S. government produced a film titled Japanese Relocation. With sweeping shots of critical areas, the government explains that due to the high concentration of Japanese Americans near these locations on the West Coast, a mass evacuation to the interior of the country is required to ensure the safety of the nation. The Army provided housing and food in these so-called pioneer communities, and the film goes on to explain how the Japanese Americans peacefully settled into these new lives working on these public lands. How can we unpack the various types of documentation that were made during World War II to reveal the historical truth of these Japanese American concentration camps? During a road trip last spring, I visited the Manzanar National Historic Site, which stands in the middle of the desert beneath the towering mountains off of Highway 395. In the gift shop, I found myself drawn to Ansel Adams' Born Free and Equal, a controversial photographic essay featuring portraits and interviews of the Japanese American incarcerees at Manzanar. I was fascinated by how a renowned American landscape photographer came to document the experiences of the Japanese Americans during World War II. A few months later, at the Japanese American National Museum, I caught a glimpse of the first edition copy of Mine Kubo's Citizen 13660, a graphic novel-style memoir of the incarceration experience at Tanforan and Topaz. I became curious about Akubo's unique perspective as a woman who spent much of her life in both the United States and Europe studying art, and how she created 198 drawings to chronicle her experiences in the camps. Intrigued by the connections between these two works, I noticed a lack of scholarly research comparing them. Thus, my research topic was born. In my research, I identify and interrogate three key dichotomies: pioneer incarceree, insider-outsider, and past-future, to reveal how these different forms of documentation shape public memory and historical trauma. I argue that these two artists interchanged their roles as insiders and outsiders, and by doing so, they transformed their documentation into visual testimonies that challenge both the dehumanizing effects of incarceration and the government's patronizing narrative of humanizing the Japanese American community as pioneers. Through a comparative analytical framework and utilizing the Mine Kubo archives of the Japanese American National Museum, my research aims to broaden our understanding of the cultural and psychological impact of wartime incarceration and its ongoing legacy in American history. Thank you.